Every real cowboy like myself knows how lonely it is out on the open range, which is why I listen to the Cowboy Boys podcast. With best contractually obligated friends, Shayne Smith and Mac Arthur, the Cowboy Boys will comfort your soul better than any disease-ridden saloon gal ever could. Cowboy Boys.
We could do that. We could record the podcast. I would be down to sit and record 6 hours one day and then cut them up. Think about that. If we could, how about this? We work 8 hours, a normal shift, one day.
Firstly,
And that's the entire podcast for the month. We'd be ahead of the month.
I used to record 4 hours at a time.
Whoa, are you going to say the name of your... You're not allowed to...
Are we on? Oh, can you bleep that?
Yeah.
Damn, you got my ass. Fuck.
So...
You motherfucker.
What do you mean?
You got me.
Yeah, I'm saying we should record everything. We should record one. It's funny, though, because then at the end of the month, people will be like, why are they talking about something that happened last year?
Yeah. Listen, I would do that. I record my other podcast 2 hours at a time. Yeah, I would.
No,
but
because
you won't let us have topics, real topics. We don't have every other podcast I do has a sheet and stuff we talk about. You've stopped me from trying to review movies. You've stopped me from talking about other stuff. You are Mr. We have to do it all from the top of our heads.
No.
I'm a purist.
I do it from the top of my head because you're the one that says all the planning and putting effort into it makes it bad. It has to be natural.
No.
Look, you want a topic? How about this? Hot dogs. Let's talk about it. There's the topic for today.
People eat them like crazy.
You're the one holding the podcast back.
No. Dude, you're insane. You had a great podcast conversation with me that I know you purposefully didn't want to have on the podcast before the podcast started. Where you were describing the plot of Doctor Strange. I was
I don't want to
this
talk
would
about
be a great... Yeah, exactly. You see, you motherfucker.
I'll talk about it.
No, it's too late. We already talked about it. It was great. It was so funny. Fuck all of you.
Was it?
You didn't get the... It was.
It wasn't funny. It was heartfelt, and I was just talking to my bro. No jokes.
Dude.
Out of character.
It was a great conversation. I would have paid to hear it if I was someone else.
Too bad. Well, maybe we'll save it for the Patreon.
Yeah, we'll rehash it on the Patreon for sure. Dude, do you like hot dogs boiled or grilled?
I prefer how about this? I like a boiled hot dog and then you grill it. And then you kiss it with flames right at the end.
Do you think that's probably really good?
Yeah, it gets the most consistent heat through.
Yeah, I like the crunchy parts, like how it's a little burnt. Ooh, that's good as fuck. Damn, I want a hot dog.
Cooking a hot dog. It is the most phallic and meaty of foods.
It really is.
That's one of those foods where if someone's like, hot dog is rat tails and pigeon assholes, I'm like, I don't care. I love a good processed just meat that is, it's like a foam extruded into a tube. You're not going to gross out hot dogs for me.
Hot dogs, the most phallic food, but the least fuckable food.
Why?
Because if you can't put a hot dog in you, it's going to break off in there.
Yeah, you can.
It's a floppy, dude.
It depends on...
The hot dogs are throwing rope. They can't get all the way hard. They want it, but they can't quite get there.
That's I think I would like to...
Corn dogs, however.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, dude. They're ready.
Welcome to Cowboy Boys podcast episode 145, I'm guessing. Yeah, 145.
145.
Welcome back. I'm not saying welcome back to you.
Yeah.
You're
I was gone for 3 days in the South.
How's that?
It was good. The South is greener than I remembered.
What do you mean greener? It's very green.
I know. Forget.
Everywhere outside of Utah in the desert of Arizona and all that.
Yeah,
so it's funny traveling across America. You're like, what the fuck is that? And people are like, trees?
Yeah.
Like, ugh. Do you remember reading Calvin and Hobbes as a kid? And Calvin goes into his backyard and there's just a forest and streams. And it's funny because I was always confused by that. But then moving out back east, I'm like, oh, that's just like in the suburbs. People have trees and forests in their backyard.
Well, the plains do go from like Utah to New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, all the way into Colorado. Like, they're huge. And I think it rewires your brain. I've been reading about all these Native American tribes who used to live in the plains and the people who like to travel around in them.
Rewires your brain how? Because I do talk to people, and people coming to the city for the first time, and they're like, oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's too many people around. And then people from the city go out to like the desert, and they're like, oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, something could be watching. A skinwalker could be looking at me from like 100 miles away. I love both now.
Yeah, I love both too, but I do think there's something that happens when you live in the wide open spaces also happened to the Mongols and all the steppe people. They lived in like the Russian equivalent of the Great Plains.
You become very based.
Yes. You become hard as fuck, dude. Yeah. No one's tougher than people from the wide open. I guess people from the fucking mountains. If you're like way up in the mountain, if you're like, well, no, if you're in the cold places.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you want to generationally toughen up a group of people, move up north.
yeah, go cold. But out in the plains, dude, those people lose their minds and they just become fucking killing machines. But I do think that there's something that happens where you like those people more than any other people desire a sort of like anarchist freedom that no one else has. Like, the societies that all end up in the plains are all very, like, freedom is their main thing. They're just like, we do what we want, we roll around. Of course, they kill everybody they meet, which isn't great. But, like...
Why not?
I mean, not great for those people.
Don't
Yeah.
There's that tribe on that island.
Yeah.
People, they just kill anyone who shows up, and we just let them be.
Yeah, we do. We just let them chill.
Except for that one reporter who was like, I'm going to show up naked, and they didn't kill him.
Really?
I think that's a thing. I think that was like everyone would show up in clothes and then they would disappear. But then there was one guy's like, nah, if I just show up to this, because this is like some tribe on an island that hasn't been contacted for hundreds of years. And I don't know if this is a movie or real life, but I think there was a guy who's like, I'm going to wander in naked and they'll see that I'm like a human. Because if you walk in with all this weird stuff on them, you look different. But if you walk in completely, if you dress like how someone else dresses, they like you a little better.
True.
That's why I think people dress like each other. I understand that the lizard part of your brain that it's like, oh, he looks like me, so we're friends, as opposed to like with someone who's dressed completely different. You're like, hey, why do you got so many buckles on your pants?
Yeah. Time to die, buckle guy.
Have you ever seen like a group of I see this a lot in teenagers where every single person in their group looks identical. Oh, they all have the exact same haircut. They're all wearing the same shirt. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, that shit weirds me out. And when it's like the same guy 5 times.
I remember looking around when we were in starting up stand up in Utah, and we had the weirdest ragtag group of people. We had every body type, every height, every gender, every like race, all mixed up in our friendship group, and it was just like I was like, oh wow, this is kind of cool. As opposed to when if you have two of the same person in your friend group, why? You have a redundancy. You should go through your friend group and be like, hey, we got to fire one of you.
That's what I did with my t-shirt collection recently.
It's like, why do I have 2 of these? Why do I have 2 of these guys?
Yeah.
You don't need 2 of the same guy. You just get rid of one. Get rid of the worst one and get a new weird dude. So anyways.
True. I agree. I had 2 yellow t-shirts and I was like, I'll just pick the better yellow t-shirt and just keep the one.
It's good.
Some guys are a yellow t-shirt. You got to fucking get them out of there, dude.
So anyways, about the Indians were killing people who showed up.
Yeah, they just killed literally anyone that showed up. Like, you just roll into the plains and they would kill you. Or their favorite shit to do was you would show up on horses or whatever, because that's how you get around. And the plains used to be bigger and scarier than they are now. You know, because we've like developed so many of these areas and planted trees and stuff. But they used to be like literally apocalyptic wastelands, like Mad Max Fury Road, like this huge expanse that was impossible to navigate. Like, people literally didn't know how to go through it, so they would go around it. Yeah, like, there was a point where the forest ended, and then it was just an open space as far as you could see, like a sea of grass, and millions of buffalo were going through it, like, and they would kill you because they would trample you and shit. So the other Native Americans would be like, they would lead, like, the French or whatever to the edge of the forest, and then they would be like, do not under any circumstances leave this forest.
Interesting.
If you go out there, you will die of thirst, you will die of exposure, or even worse, the people who live out there will find you. Yeah. And then the French were like, yeah, fuck that. But our regular American settlers eventually were like, I'm going to fucking see what's up with this. And then the natives in that place, they would go and you'd be sleeping, and they would just scare all your horses away and steal them, and then they would just let you die of thirst.
Wander around horseless?
Yeah. So you'd have no horses, a death sentence, and they'd just be like hilarious, and they would leave. They wouldn't even kill you.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, they were hardcore as fuck.
You should be able to, if they survived, would they befriend them?
No.
Oh, no?
No.
Well,
they would befriend only if they found children, they would keep them.
That's fun.
If they found women, they would keep them.
That's not
as fun. Not as fun, but
worse than starving to death.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, it is crazy to think about back then how alien it. You're just like literally looking out of the forest into like this expansive nightmare where there's like no hope, no water, nothing. Like, people drink the fluid out of buffalo intestines and shit to survive. Just the most fucking unforgiving, horrific place you can imagine.
When you say fluid, are you talking about pee or something?
I don't, just whatever's in there, like, because there is like water and stuff inside of your.
I bet buffalo.
Your fucking shit.
I bet there's some tasty parts of a buffalo.
Oh, they ate a lot of them. They ate a lot of it. They were into it, dude. They would eat like raw organs and shit. I mean, listen, every culture does that. I've eaten raw parts of a deer.
Yeah, what? Meat you can eat raw.
You can eat meat raw. You can't eat certain meat raw.
It's one of those things where are you familiar with Liver King?
Ugh.
Have you seen him or these like weirdo? I guess Jordan Peterson does it too. It's an all raw meat diet.
There's this one guy who eats roadkill.
That's pretty fun.
And he just stores it and then he lets it get rotten and stuff, and he eats it. He's like, obsessed with it.
Is this the guy who like puts the rotten meat in jars?
Yes, and his wife is like trying to, but you can only eat one rotten meat per day, and you got to come in and eat some potatoes with the family. And I'm like, dude, love is crazy. The idea that you could love someone so much that they're like, oh, where's your husband? He's out getting roadkill so that he can eat it later raw.
I think there's worse things than that.
There's worse things for sure. He could be cheating.
He could be cheating. That would be worse.
Dude, what if raw meat guy cheated on you?
If raw meat...
Fuck.
I feel...
If he means raw meat lady, it's over for you. It's over for you, dude.
If he means raw meat lady, I don't know. I think you do have to... There's so many worse things. Like, would you rather date a heroin addict or like a girl who's just like, I just eat raw meat for one meal a day. It boosts my immune system. And we're just like, I don't know. I might date the heroin addict.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty rough.
There are worse things, but it's a pretty big ask.
It's a wild one.
I get it though. Think about like how do you get into that the first time? I've eaten raw meat. The rotten meat is wild. The raw meat is. Here's what I don't get about it.
Raw meat I can do.
I've eaten raw meat and been like, yeah, that's raw meat. It tastes better cooked and it gives you more calories. It's like healthier to cook because over like hundreds of thousands of years we've evolved to cook our food.
Yeah.
And like I don't know what the science is. You can watch some 10-minute YouTube that'll explain it. It's like when you cook it, it puts more energy or releases, I don't know. And then when you eat cooked food, it has more calories than uncooked food.
I have no idea anything about that, but I'm going to defer to you.
That's
you
real.
Are a doctor.
So, and there's something with like vegetables too, where you eat, when you cook vegetables, it like breaks them down in a better way to digest and you get more from it.
Really? I thought cooked vegetables was bad. I thought you didn't want to cook them because you cook the nutrients out of them.
What?
That's what I was told.
Who told you that?
I don't know, a guy.
Why do you think we cook? That's
like
one of those things where
we
it's just
cooked to not get sick. I thought we cooked Because we were like, oh, we get less sick when we eat the cooked food.
No, that is another byproduct of cooking your food. This is like one of those things where someone's like, dude, I do no sleep. And you're like, what? It's like, yeah, I don't sleep. It's like, 99.9% of humans cook most of their food. 99% of humans sleep. What do you think that the rest of humanity does not know?
That's fair.
I'm doing no baths.
No baths. No baths could work.
I don't think it's. I think even if you're a mountain man, after like a month or two, you're like, I gotta take a bath.
Yeah. No, you
you
gotta rinse it at least.
The raw food diet. That's like that also is in like the autism people where it's like, yeah, if you cook your food, it's like, I don't know. They're wackadoo. There's two reasons I would do it. One is if you're like a hoity-toity rich person, you're like, yes, we eat raw, like sushi or like fancy foods are usually raw, tartar.
Yeah.
And it's like, we eat raw this because it is fancier. And we're sticking our noses up. That I'm like, okay, I get it. You're doing like a performative bullshit. Or if you're like living out off the grid and you're like, I don't want to cook it. I'm just gonna eat this onion raw. I'm just eating it because it's harder to build a fire and to do all the shit. So I don't know. Liver King's an insane guy.
Yeah, and then it's an insane person.
I saw him. He was like 4'2" too. So I'm just like. But if you cooked your food when you were kids, you might be taller.
Oh fuck, dude! Have you what part of it? What did you eat raw?
I just ate like beef.
Ugh!
Just tried it. I was like, I want to.
That makes sense. Kind of like how everyone tries dog treats at one point.
Yeah. I was camping and I was like, oh, you can eat raw meat, right? And people were like, yeah, and just eat it. I'm like, yeah, we should cook this. It tastes better cooked.
Yeah, this is bad. Oh man. I've eaten like deer organs.
That's cool. I think.
Yeah, it was like we were like hunting and stuff, so it felt like manly and special. It was like a moment,
Yeah. Do you think when you cook the food, does the soul of the animal stay? Maybe that's why we cook the food to get to release the soul, so we don't get all the weird deer soul bits inside of us.
Dude, I've got so much deer energy in me. I will kick someone to death if they smell like my piss.
See, that's the thing I don't like about Liver King is he doesn't get into the nitty gritty of the woo woo.
Yeah.
Anyways,
dude,
I'll fucking cook him over a fire and eat him.
How do people collect deer piss? Is it synthetic?
I think you can I think you probably get real deer piss.
No, you can get it because hunters use it. You put deer piss on you, and then male deer show up, and they're like, okay, who is smelling like girl piss right now? And then you go, me, motherfucker, plow, and you shoot him. But, like, sometimes hunters put the girl piss on them, and then they don't get into their tree stand, or they're like, no deer, and they get out of the tree stand or whatever, and they're, like, walking back to the truck, and a male deer shows up, and he's like, what the fuck? You're not a hot lady I could have sex with, and then he just kills them. You know, more deer kill hunters per year than any other animal.
Deer?
Because they put deer piss on them, and I swear to God, male deer show up to fuck, and they're like, yes, someone smells like hot, sexy girl piss. Deer have a piss kink. I'm not kidding. The deer shows up, and he goes, you're not a lady. And then he's like, eat horns, fucking idiot. And then he, like, gores you and kicks you to death. And then he fucking leaves.
And he probably fucks your corpse.
Yeah, he fucks your corpse, dude. He goes, Dude, deer have long strokes because of that fucking their legs.
I've seen.
Oh yeah, he absolutely fucks you in front of your son or whatever, and then he's like, "You can, if you want revenge, you can get it, but don't put lady piss on you." And then he leaves.
So wait, you're asking where they get lady piss, or just what happens when you get fucked to death? Yeah, I'm just like,
I can't remember if it's synthetic or not.
No, I think they have deer farms.
Yeah, but so there's just a dude being like. Giving a deer a lot of Pedialyte and then waiting?
Probably.
Yeah, no, you're right. Probably.
Just
I guess they jack horses off. Why wouldn't they wait for deer piss?
You don't need a lot of piss.
True, you only got to put it in a little bottle. But they sell it at Walmart. It's a lot of piss over time.
Do they sell it at Walmart?
I'm pretty sure you can get deer piss at Walmart.
Yeah, I guess the good Walmart.
Oh, but if I try to sell lady piss at the Walmart parking lot, they get mad.
I don't think they get mad. They ask you to leave. I don't know that they've ever been mad.
The security guard low key goes, "Hey, How much?
What do you? I don't know. I'm trying to think of if you could put different types of piss on you to attract different people.
Dude,
how deep does the pheromone game go?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. What if you just dabbed a little pee on your neck and just went on a date and saw what happened?
But I guess it doesn't work because then if you're just trying to sleep with someone once, the pheromone game might be just put a bunch of put the pheromones of a bunch of horny guys all
That's what
over.
you do. You get your most masculine friend
or your least masculine,
and you get some of the pre-cum, and you just get a little bit on your neck, like cologne.
No,
then she hugs and she goes, and then she smells it. I can't sniff right now because I'm sick. And then she's like, "Oh shit!" And then she gets all horned up, and fucking get in there.
I think the smell of cum probably tells women to stop being horny.
What? No way.
Why would it start? That's the end of the thing.
No. Women crave it. Well, the women I like do anyway.
No, I'm saying they crave it, but then the smell of it is probably an activator to be like, all right, the deed is done. It's time to get out of here.
No way.
Cougars are gonna maul you. Put your clothes back on. I'm saying evolutionary. It's not the pre. That's why you're all sweaty and like before. It's just your normal sweaty self.
I don't know, man.
I want to take a bath right now. I don't want to. I feel gross.
I want to take a bath because I feel like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel good. I don't feel like I'm not like dying, but I don't feel. I like a cold. I think I got your cold. Well, no, you were fully sick.
Yeah, like 4 weeks ago.
That was 4 weeks ago.
You think I got delayed?
Jesus, dude, my concept of time doesn't exist anymore. I'm so tired of traveling. I hate it, dude. I'm fucking over it.
Why?
What?
You just hate travel?
Yeah, it fucking sucks.
It's fun.
No, it's bad.
Do you need to blow your nose?
I'll try. Here, you talk while I get some stuff. No, keep going.
I'll keep going. I like traveling. I like the minutia of it. I like airports. I do like all the bad things that normal people hate. I like the difference. It was dry.
That was loud as fuck.
No, it wasn't.
In my head, it was. Also, I'm seeing stars right now.
Are you all right?
Dude, I don't know, dude. But I haven't seen stars in a minute.
It's
crazy.
Are you tripping balls naturally? That's a dry blow. I can hear it.
It's up in my sinus, dude.
Yeah.
I'm fucked up. Here's what we do.
Wait, are you naturally high now? Don't do that. That's probably what's stuffing you up.
You think?
If you're already stuffy, you don't want that. That doesn't clear your sinuses like wasabi. That just burns you, and it probably constricts all your stuff.
Maybe.
Don't be shoving powerlifter bath
okay.
salts
Max
up
says
your nose when you're sick.
Max, I went and grabbed for the smelling salts, and Max says the atomic rhino isn't helping. You're probably right.
Smelling salts.
He's looking up if smelling salts are good for you.
Stuffed up.
There it is. Let him know. Let's find out. What's it going on?
It encourages inhalation.
There we go. Dude, time to go, baby.
That's just the first.
Oh, nope, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, we'll take it, and then we'll report back.
All right, here we go. Okay, there it is. Ooh, I only got one nostril real good.
Yeah, that's the one that's
Dude,
working.
it is working.
You think that's the cure?
I mean, it's a temporary cure for sure. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Let's fucking go. Damn, dude. Do you think smelling salts before sex would help?
Absolutely.
What do you think smelling salts would do if you open them near your butthole?
I don't think you have the right receptors.
You can breathe in through your butthole. That's
No,
how those guys that fart all the time do it.
No, you don't. They don't have the same. You can't breathe. You can't absorb the whatever things through your butthole. You wouldn't feel it. Try it. I invite you to try it.
No,
I'm saying it won't work.
I'm good.
I want to. I'm curious about the science. I want to be proven wrong.
I know you do, and I want you to know. I want you to have that knowledge, but it's not me. I'm not the control. My butthole's too tight.
Oh, now you're stealing my bit.
No, you listen. My butthole's been tight. I don't brag about it because it is. That's what when you brag about your butthole being tight all the time. That's like guys who are like, my dick is big, my dick, or girls who are like, I give the best blowjob. It's like, yeah, okay, well, you talk about it enough, and it's those are the people who disappoint you the most.
Maybe I'm out here just throwing it back.
Yeah, dude, I think you're throwing your butthole around, man. Just going crazy with it.
Who knows? Only me and my harem of big-dicked gay guys.
Yeah, you fucking
closeted
gay guys.
Straight.
I was gonna say you could get fucked by hot ladies, but you chose gay guys. That's very telling.
I would never. I would think I would let a gay man fuck me before I let a woman peg me.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, she doesn't have to peg you. You can fuck a trans woman. You could fuck. You could fuck a woman with a lady dick.
Don't overcomplicate this.
What do you mean overcomplicate it?
I would let
some of the hottest women on earth have penises.
I would let a penis-having person.
Okay.
I guess is your definition before a robotic pegging device.
I'm with you on that one. But the real thing is always better.
Always all natural, which is now we're back to the raw meat diet.
True.
I'm like,
I'm on that raw meat diet. Dude, Jordan Peterson. You think he really is only eating meat? He looks like he's dying.
Yeah, that is one of those things where if you can get through the initial your body rejecting it, you'll probably go at the end stronger. But a lot of people don't do it and cannot do it.
I feel like sailors were like, hey, I have to have a lemon so I don't get scurvy. You think he got scurvy at any point?
Yeah, you only have to eat like one orange a month to keep scurvy away.
Yeah, so he's got to be supplementing with something.
I think it's really hard to get these like odd diseases these days.
Who knows? Our food is like genetically modified now to have more nutrients and stuff.
That's what I mean. It's hard to get anything.
A McDouble genuinely has all the nutrients you need to survive.
All the vitamins.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. Oh well, whatever. I don't know. That guy keeps crying.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
No, I'm jealous
that he can cry.
That he is. I like when Jordan Peterson cries. I think
I like it too, probably for different reasons.
Probably a lot of people are like, "Look at this fucking pussy," blah blah. Blah. And I'm like, "Damn, I wish I could think about something and then like be so moved by it that I could weep." Either like happy or like sad or emotional.
I feel that way all the time.
This is like because I'm so toxically male. I've built up all the internal things where I'm like, oh, I never cry. Even when I feel a cry coming up. I'm really good at like, nope, keep it in. Like I'll be by myself, and I'll be like, oh, I could cry at that, and it doesn't even permeate my thinking brain. It's the lizard in between the lizard brain and my conscious brain. There's the toxic male brain that is like, don't cry. It's so ingrained, and I just don't. And it's I envy the dudes who are like, I mean, you don't want to cry all the time. Sometimes. Do you remember Andy Gold?
Yeah.
That a comic from Utah. He told us one of the funniest stories ever.
What?
Where there was another comic. I won't say his name.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're saying.
He was gonna go up and perform literally like in 30 seconds. And Andy Gold has his phone, and I think he like showed him. He's like, "Hey, check this out." Just to the guy 30 seconds before he goes on stage. And it was like the Mexican chainsaw beheading video. And the guy started crying.
It is fucked up to do that to someone.
And so he like got up on stage and was like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't like that. There is a healthy way to cry, I think, as a man.
Yeah.
And I think like when like at the birth of your child. Or I think here's what it is. As a man, and this is why toxic masculinity exists, it's a double-edged sword. Seeing a guy get his head chopped off shouldn't make you cry.
What?
Unless it's like your son or someone you're like, I really like that guy. In the moment. You can cry about it after, but I think as a dude, when you see a guy get his, a bear is charging you or something, you don't want to cry in a moment of terror or something.
Yeah. I scream sometimes when I get scared.
That's what I mean. Like when you need to be scared and brave, crying is not. But when you build up that resistance to crying, you also don't get to cry when like you see like a really beautiful sunset, or you have the most beautiful blowjob you've ever felt. You're like, oh, I'm so happy. This feel. You don't get to feel that in tune because crying is so physical that you build up the physical resistance to it. You don't get to enjoy the good aspects of crying.
Yeah,
because the bad aspects of crying are crying when you're not supposed to cry.
I cry a medium to too much amount.
That's good, I think.
That's a new development for me.
New.
I didn't cry except for really sad books and movies alone.
Yeah.
For like until I was like 32. Now I cry maybe a little too much. For me anyway.
You think you're going through male menopause?
No, I just think I'm medicated and have like done a lot of work on myself to be like a person who's cool with my emotions and stuff. So now I'm like, oh yeah, stuff makes me sad and I cry.
Do you remember the last thing that made you cry?
Can
you talk about it?
No.
You can't talk about it.
No,
that's fair.
It's fucking lame.
It's too gay.
It's too gay, dude. It's way too gay.
Dude, no way. That's a good cry.
I did have a good. The last cry I had was a good cry, and it's so lame that I can't.
No,
I refuse.
that is what should make a man cry.
Is
a gay cry.
Yeah.
And I think you, as a man, when you see another man gay crying, you respect him for showing his like, being like, oh yeah, that's a manly. He's letting whatever he's seeing like affect him. It's what I'm saying is it's bad when you're like, all right, we're gonna go attack that other tribe, and then your buddy's crying. He's like, and you're like, oh man,
yeah, fuck. Oh,
not
dude.
right now. I mean,
Uglug is fucking losing it, man.
Dude, save it for after you get stabbed.
Yeah.
When you get stabbed and you're crying, that's like a neutral. Like, all right,
I don't even know.
I get it.
If you're dying, no, don't cry if you're dying.
That's what I'm saying. Don't cry if you're dying. If you do cry when you die, I'm going to lie and say that you didn't. Yeah.
No, he didn't. He was actually super tough about it. He said, "Fuck good, I want to die."
But as a dude, you're allowed to cry at like really. You should cry. You should cry at the really beautiful things.
Yes.
You shouldn't cry
You should never cry for being hurt. You should never cry for being scared. Yeah. That's fucked up and weird. And you should never, ever cry. The only times you're allowed to cry if you get your feelings hurt is if a woman hurts you.
No.
But
bury that in and turn it into rage. When a woman hurts you, you need to channel that into the gym.
I was about to say other people aren't allowed to see it except for maybe one friend and one friend only.
I was saying the gym is a safe space to cry. Have you ever seen someone crying at the gym?
I've been crying at the gym lifting weights. I remember when I got divorced and I was going to the 24-hour gym and I was there late at night and there's this one power lifter who's like a world record holder that works out at that gym. And he was like literally squatting for reps like 500 pounds and I was just squatting like way less than him, but I was like crying and he was like, hey man, we're all going through it sometimes. He just like said some random shit to me like as he walked past me to like acknowledge, but I was like fucking literally like weeping listening to fucking music, just like I was going through it, man.
Sometimes you're going through it.
Yeah, dude.
I've seen since moving to New York, because it's a walkable city and everyone's just around each other, I've seen like just dudes openly crying.
Yep.
Like more than a couple.
Yeah,
yeah. And I remember seeing it the first couple of times. I'm like, what the fuck is up with this city? And then there was the time I did it. I did it in public, and I'm like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
I'm crying and I don't care. Like in public. I think I don't know if I talked about that once. I was like, I think I had stayed up way too long, and I was working my night shift job, and I was coming home on the subway from work, so just as tired. My defenses were all just like weak, and then this one like song hit me, and it's like a song. No. It's a song about like, it's like a weird psychedelic song about dying and being nice to your fellow man and stuff. And I remember just like starting to like feel the tears, and I'm like, I'm too tired to fight it back. And I start crying on the subway, and it's like packed. So I'm like, no one's going to notice me. There's too many people. Like, you know when the subway is like, so I'm sitting down and there's so many people standing
Yeah.
that I'm like, no one can see me. And I look up, and there's this big black lady looking at me, just crying to this song. And I was like, yeah. She's like, mm-hmm. That was a good open subway cry I had.
Dude, I cried on the subway right before COVID started when people were talking about it.
What?
Yeah, I broke up.
See, you broke up. I was gonna say. You can't cry out of fear.
Yeah. So I broke. No. I went and broke up with someone in person, which was fucking brutal.
I always cry when I do that, even when I'm like,
I was breaking up with them.
It's funny because I'm like, you fucking bitch, you cheated on me, and I like spurg out and cry a little bit. And I'm not like being angry. It's just like as I leave, I'm like, why am I crying?
Yeah, dude. That's what happened to me. I broke up with her, and like, and she's so nice. I have only the nicest things to say about this person. But like, so we broke up.
That's a normal cry then.
Yeah. And so I left, and I went on the subway, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, fuck, this sucks so bad. Like it's just a situation that sucked, you know. So I'm like crying, and I've got my hoodie on, and I'm just like crying, and I'm like. Like fully crying, and then this dude on the train was like, hey yo man, get that fucking sniffle shit away from me. And I was like, oh come on dude, fuck man, I'm going through it dude. But he said get that sniffel shit away from me
because it was the pandemic,
because right before the pandemic. So he's like, yo, you got that, like get that sniffle shit away.
Did you tell him? You're like, no, I broke up.
I literally was just like, it's not that, you know. And he was just like, Jesus Christ. Oh man, crying in public is brutal. Yeah, you get that cry from one. What else are you allowed to cry if your mother dies but not your father?
No, I'm opposite.
Yeah, you gotta pick one parent you can cry for. If your brother or sister dies, you get a free pass.
Really?
I
put
think.
them higher?
If I die, will you cry?
I don't know, because I'm not even sure if I'm going to cry at any of my parents' funerals.
Yeah. Well, you would go to both?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I'm not against going to anyone's funeral.
He'll go to the funeral.
I'll go to anyone's funeral. If you have a funeral, that's the thing. People like to invite famous people to. I'm not saying I'm famous, but we've been invited to weddings before, and we're like, hey, I'm glad you're having. I'm not traveling 2 states to go eat cake at your wedding, and then see you be happy, and then I'm sitting there like, hey, you don't want to fuck me? Like, thank you for the invites you've sent us, but no.
Yeah, a lot of invites. Appreciate all of them. Cheers.
If you have a funeral, I would love, because that's like the thing. People will invite the president to their wedding, and the president will sometimes send you stationery, be like, congratulations, and you'll get like Obama or Trump will have signed a piece of paper saying you're like, happy, good luck on the wedding, on the marriage. I think we should start inviting people to funerals.
Yeah.
How cool would that be if you just like a famous person just showed up to your funeral, doesn't say anything, you're like, why was that guy there? Did he know him? It's so much. It's so much more. Because I don't know. I like that idea.
It's a great idea. It's a very Mac idea because people don't have fun at funerals.
Mm-hmm.
So no one wants to take time to go to one. You got to dress up and stuff, and then everyone's very somber. There's no dancing. It's not very fun. You got to go to unless it's like an Irish funeral or like a white trash funeral, then sometimes people fucking party. I don't know who else funeral's good. Most funerals I've been to are very sad.
Yeah, I haven't been to a lot. That's why I'm asking to be invited to more funerals.
You just want to check it out, see what's up?
I would like to see.
I need to make friends with people who have different funerals.
What are you talking about? Like, do you want to go to like a Mexican funeral where everyone's drinking and like openly weeping, but like happy but sad, or do you want to go to one of those like Cambodian funerals where they all put on the tuxedos and dance with the coffin?
That sounds fucking awesome.
Not Cambodian. That's
you're talking about African.
I'm talking about Cameroonian or something.
Yeah.
Cambodia.
What about that African funeral where they have the fancy coffins, like a race car coffin, and then they dab and shit while they're carrying you out?
There's I think it's like Thailand or something. They like bury the people and then dig them up once a year.
Oh yeah,
and have just put cigarettes in their mouth and like hang out with them for a day, and they're like, all right, well, time to go back.
Yeah, I think they do it. What is it? Once a year? That's a lot of times to dig them up. But they're just like, hey, this is what the town looks like. Got a new fucking ox or whatever. Someone has a new car. all right, back in you go.
How do you feel about crying at funerals? I think,
dude, I mean, I'm probably going to cry at a few.
I think that's you get a free pass there.
I've had sex at a funeral, which I've talked about a lot, but so I feel like karma is gonna come around, and I'm gonna have a real bad time at a funeral.
I'll fuck at your funeral.
Thank you. You should. I would be. Nothing would make me happier. It can't be my wife.
No guarantees.
And or girlfriend.
If you're dead.
If I have multiple wives, you can fuck. No, you can't even do that.
This is what I am. What are you gonna do? Fight me in the afterworlds?
No, I'm gonna come fight. I'm gonna come haunt you in the current.
Nah, you won't get me. You'll be dead.
This is why I need to do polygamy. Because if I have one wife, she'll keep the other ones in life. She'll be like, hey, they'll keep each other honest. Hey, none of us are allowed to fuck Shayne's friends because Shayne has a deep fear of being Pearl Harbored. What if I come back to life somehow?
Oh.
Or I was lost at sea, and then you fuck one of my wives or my wife.
I won't. Here's the thing. I will not fuck anyone around unless your corpse is in the coffin.
You got to check. I need you to grab my dead balls and squeeze to see if I even make a move.
And also, let's put it a cryogenic brain clause in there.
What's that?
What if I freeze your head? What if you're slowly dying of some incurable disease, but we chop off your head and put it into a cryogenically freeze your head, so maybe in the future we can cure.
You got to freeze my wife's heads also.
You want to be frozen with your wife?
I want to be frozen with my loved ones.
Like King Tut was buried with his servants and pets.
So fucked.
I don't know about King Tut, but pharaohs were buried with.
Yeah. They just had people down there with them. Yeah, that's so they could travel.
At least you're not alone. You're probably buried with a couple other servants playing Go Fish while you wait to die and suffocate in a pyramid.
Yeah. The Vikings did that too. There was the Ibn Fadlan, saw them do some ritual where they threw a lady on the ship with the body and then burned them all. It was like, woo!
Damn. Did they live good lives?
Or they slit her throat first, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they lived, tribal lives, which is I think the most ideal life humanly possible. Maybe very hard and tragic in some ways, but.
Well, I'm asking if the king is buried or killed and his slaves are buried with him, do you think that would you do that in modern times if Jeff Bezos is hey, you can live with me and you get to hang out at the yachts, you get to fuck supermodels hanging around, you get to eat my weird super rich people caviar that we get from sloths and rare animals and stuff.
Yeah. Sloth caviar. People don't even know about it. It's so rare.
Yeah, it's just weird and what? That's a thing. But when I die, you get buried with me. I don't know. It's some weird billionaire shit where I get to go to a special part of Valhalla if my slaves carry me. And would you do that? Would you go live?
No, I would not do that.
No,
I would try to go to Valhalla the other way, the cool way. What about you? Would you just go lazy mode and hang out with Bezos? Here's what you do. You hang out with Bezos and then you just betray him.
Yeah.
That's kind of every time I read history and then they're and then Kevin stabbed the king to death and was like, fuck it, I'm the king. And I'm like, yeah, why aren't more people doing that? That happens all the time in history books and you're like, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, it happens in history books, but right now we've only been alive hasn't happened in the past.
It can't happen now. Rich people figured it out. They're like, damn it, people keep stabbing us and taking our thing.
It could definitely happen.
I mean, kind of. No one's going to kill Putin and be like, I'm in charge now.
Oh, no.
No one's going to kill Biden or Jeff Bezos and be like, I'm actually the one in charge of Amazon. Because they have they have an interlocking web of you protect me, I'll protect you, so the upper class gets to live.
Yeah. And
whereas back in the day, it was hey, I'm in charge, and it's who says? And it goes, me, I'm killing you right now. I'm in charge. And they're like, oh, fuck, all right.
I think at the very top levels, too, people are probably, they tip their servants well.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's the cool thing about tribal society. It's much, much, much more of a meritocracy. The only way to stay in charge is for people to like you.
Yeah.
So, whereas as soon as you get, you amass too much wealth, and then you have the people who get to eat the super caviar, those people are going to protect you no matter what. And then you have other rich people who will protect you. That's kind of what happened when France decided to be a democracy instead of a monarchy. And then they took the king hostage, and then the entire world was like, you better not kill that fucking king or we're going to attack you. And then France was like, suck our dicks, and they cut his head off immediately only because they said that. They totally weren't going to do it until the rest of the world was like, don't kill him or we'll fucking attack you. And France was like, we call your bluff.
Dude, France rules.
They really do.
That's one of those things where France is the America of Europe.
Yeah.
And I really respect them, especially because they riot all the time.
Yeah.
And this is one of those where I'm like, man, France, they really did it where when I look at England, I'm just like, damn, they are so cucked by the monarchy.
Yeah.
They're so cucked that all the children of England are still, and I use the word cucked by, I watched some clip of, who's that turd? Oh, he does the interviews. He always is interviewing people. He's the British guy. Comes out and does stupid interviews, and he's like their Fox News guy.
Oh, okay. I have no idea.
Oh, what is his name? I watched and then who's the religious guy?
Religious. Oh, you're talking.
Bill Maher was in an interview with.
Is it Ricky Gervais?
No, not Ricky Gervais. Is cool because he doesn't give a shit. He's very freedom of speech. He'll say whatever.
Yeah.
It's like he's like a news reporter.
Oh, you're losing me. Piers Morgan.
Okay. So Bill Maher is just like, yeah, the Queen she can suck my dick, and Piers Morgan is like, excuse me, no, we do. You can say whatever you want. You can fuck my mom in her face. You can rape a bunch of babies in front of me. Like I exaggerate, but the way he was like, you do not insult the Queen. I have to draw a line somewhere, and it's like, imagine if we lived in a country where everyone, because like we have Elon Musk stands here, where people are like, hey, Elon Musk is actually a good guy. But imagine if people were like, hey, you cannot say anything bad about him.
Like a kid when you're making fun of people's moms?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I remember,
everyone chill.
I remember one of my good friends, I like made a passing joke of like, hey, I fucked your mom. And he like, hey, that's not cool. And I'm like, we're both 30. And like we've been buddies for like a year. And I remember after that, he stopped being my friend.
Really?
And I was like, your loss.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking crazy.
That's such a... And so to see Piers Morgan...
Hey, Mac, I also fucked that guy's mom.
I bet, you know what? Maybe, now that I think about it, maybe his mom was
shit.
So if someone's sensitive about their mom fucking people, it's like, it might be.
Yeah, I guess I could. Once you're older, it's like, hold on a minute.
But anyways, to see Piers Morgan be like, I have to draw a line. You do not insult the Queen. It's like, dude, what has she done for you?
Nothing.
She's just it's like, at least in America, our rich people are up to stuff. It might not be helping us.
Yeah, it's evil, but at least it's something.
At least they're creating jobs with their evil. At least henchmen are getting employed.
Sure.
At least they're building yachts and doing stuff. The monarchy in England is just like, yeah, we rape kids and we occupy a bunch of space, and you're not allowed to say anything bad about us. Which is why I respect America's freedom of speech so much, is you get to shit on anyone here. You get to say the president sucks. President's not he wasn't born in America. And that's, dude.
But you can't say you would shoot the president with a sniper rifle.
I think you
cannot.
You can say that.
You could say anything, but you can't on YouTube. I'll tell you that right now. And that's just us giving you a PSA. You cannot say you would shoot the president.
No, you can't.
With a sniper rifle. No, you cannot say it, Mac.
You're not saying which president. There's different presidents.
No. There's different. I don't think you could say that about the president of anywhere.
But anyways, I respect France because they do. They're like,
yeah.
They get so fucking heated.
It's true. Also, the women are just fucking going crazy over there.
We talked about that.
What's that?
We talked about that, I think, last episode.
We talk about it all the time.
French women.
Yeah, because French women are the fucking best.
Dude, they're so gross.
If you put French brains in Russian bodies...
Don't.
Mac's face. Dude, that's what a Hungarian is.
Yeah, Hungarians are... I think that's the best breed of woman.
Yeah, dude, I agree.
Just a Hungarian lady.
Hungary is the best, man.
I think
that old country pussy.
I think Eastern Europe is slept on,
dude, for sure,
and for good reason.
Yeah, well, because
they're kind of back. They're back a couple hundred years there.
yeah.
I think Borat was a documentary.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, they are kind of backwards, but also it's pretty cool to see a woman who could carry like 100-pound bale of hay on her back and then fucking make you a borscht.
What do you think? Is it better when a man is more liberal than having like a conservative wife?
That is a weird.
Have you ever seen that dynamic?
I've never seen it, but I've heard of it.
What do you mean you've heard of it?
I've heard people say it like that it's like they're like, oh yeah, like I've heard it. It's like a fabled tale.
Because women are more liberal, which makes sense. They're more in tune. They get to cry more.
Well, they're also
empathetic.
They're often held down. So then it just makes them more liberal because they have to be empathetic. Yeah. Oh yeah, my life is harder.
You're saying if women, once we have the new age of girl bosses, they're going to start being more conservative?
It's already happened to white women. It's 50-50.
You're seeing
they're going to tip conservative any year now.
Or more right-wing.
Yeah. They're more conservative than ever. White women are like literally 50-50.
I don't know. I think
they voted for Trump.
You're doing the thing where you say white women. I think black women and Latinas are also. That's the thing.
Firstly, Latin people do vote conservative, but the literal statistic is that like 49.8% or something of white women vote conservative. So it's like so fucking close, dude. I think black women vote like some crazy like 90-something% liberal. Black women are the most consistent allies.
I wasn't thinking how they vote. I was just thinking what they actually.
Oh, how they behave and what they do. Yeah, because there are a lot of people who vote liberal but are like, nah, fuck gay people or whatever. There's a lot of people who vote conservative that are like pro gay rights. I mean, it's confusing, but white women, I have my eye on you.
It's not confusing. I told you. I explained why to be like a right-wing guy and be secretly gay is probably the best.
Oh yeah. We both agree on this. Dude, you want to know the best thing? I was fucking getting so much joy this morning. I was reading a Twitter thread where Nintendo had a special edition of Mario Odyssey they put out with Sombrero Mario on it. And then a bunch of people.
Ray Romano?
Sombrero Mario.
I heard Ray Romano. Hey, it's me, Mario.
Me. Oh, wow. Mario. Yahoo. My brother Luigi is big.
You're not allowed to do Ray Romano, but I'm the only one.
Deborah.
I'm the only one who's allowed to do Kermit, Ray Romano, and Jordan Peterson on the podcast.
Deborah, you spend a lot of time with Bowser. I'm starting to believe that you actually want to be with it. I can't do Ray. Anyway, Bowser fucks Peach for sure. But
Bowser, what are you doing with my
wife? Sorry, I got lost in a pipe, you guys. Anyway, so fucking Sombrero Mario was on the cover of a special edition of Mario Odyssey, which I've come around. I used to say Mario Odyssey a bad game. I'm back to saying it's a good game.
Okay.
But anyway, Sombrero Mario was on the cover, and a bunch of people were like, this is a stereotype of Mexicans. Yeah. And then a bunch of Mexicans, like, I'm not kidding, it had like 30,000 quote tweets of Mexicans being like, shut up, pendeja, chupa mi madre, whatever, like, chupa tu madre. They're just fucking going nuts. And then all these Mexican people were posting fucking Metal Gear Solid edits of like with the sombrero and the fucking serape and shit.
Right, and wearing
the sombrero and the serape, and all these people were posting like Speedy Gonzales, and they were just like, fuck you, this is actually how we look, bitch. Yeah. Like, get the fuck out of here. I love that shit. Mexicans are the best, dude.
They're pretty
fucking
based.
Best country. I know, dude. I literally want to move to Mexico all the time. Anyway, yeah, they're based as fuck. It's just so funny for people to be like, oh, it's a stereotype. And then for actual Mexicans who live in Mexico to be like, shut the fuck up.
No, so this is why I hate when white women or white men get the blame for being. It's like, dude, everyone. everyone around the world of all creeds and races are every single political ideology.
Yeah.
So
I'd be keeping my mouth fucking shut when it comes to that shit. Oh, the Japanese fucking media company had Mexican stuff going on. I would never in my life jump online and be like, this is what I think. It's like, get the fuck out of here. You're insane if you do that. I couldn't even imagine. Dude, it's fucking... I don't even say that shit about white people stuff. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Do whatever.
It's such a small battle.
It really is. Oh, there's black elves in Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is my favorite shit in the world. I'm just like, just make it good. I don't care. As long as it's good.
As long as it's good. I'm like, you could even... I'm trying to think of if you would be just do it in a disrespectful way. But if you're wearing a sombrero, how would you wear a sombrero disrespectfully?
That's what I'm saying. Sombreros are a fucking sick cowboy hat.
I'm trying to think of like any cultural appropriation where you're like doing it badly.
Dude, caballeros are like cowboys. Well, I mean, caballero is cowboy, but like there's no wrong way to do it. If you throw a cowboy hat on, like, you throw a cowboy hat on the buffest guy ever fucking another dude and it wouldn't be disrespectful. You'd be like, that rules. Hell yeah. Throw a sombrero on anyone doing almost anything and you're like, yeah, that's fucking awesome.
No, I don't want any Japanese people putting on sombreros.
Why?
I don't know. Just pick a random.
Dude, cowboy. No, think about a samurai with a sombrero on.
Yeah, that's Metal Gear Solid Revenge.
Yeah, I know, it's sick as fuck, dude. It's sick as fuck. No, I'm talking about full kimono, like 1800 style, but he's got a fucking and the cool sombrero with the tassels.
What's funny is you're literally talking about like spaghetti westerns and those old Japanese samurai films are the same movies.
Yeah.
So it's not too far off.
No, it's fucking awesome.
How's your nose?
It keeps clearing up and then coming back. I think that there's like liquid in my fucking sinus, and as I move around, it like slowly goes one place or another.
Well,
I wonder if I sit up if it'll go away.
Yeah, I'm sorry you're sick.
It's okay, man. I'm gonna fucking get it's just traveling.
I bet if you cried, your sinuses would clear.
Dude, I want to. Should I go watch something that would make... What will make me cry? Oh, there's this one video edit of Vegeta that I used to make me cry when I was a kid. And now if I watch it, it might get me.
I'm trying to think. I used to know what would make me cry. And I can't remember. It was a part of a movie.
Damn.
Oh, it's probably when King Kong falls off the tower.
Yeah, dude.
So anyways, this has been the podcast. Got anything?
No. Oh, wait. Come see ShayneSmithComedy.com. Virginia Beach. Pittsburgh for the first time ever.
Oh.
Pittsburgh's going to be off the chain. 3 Michigan dates. So if you're Michigan, no excuse. Also, I've been to Michigan so much. If anyone shows up, I'll be blown away. I don't even know. I've been in Michigan a lot. But yeah, check it. I'm going to be in Chicago for one night. That's going to be nuts. And then, we got fucking Appleton, Wisconsin, a bunch of places coming up. So fucking come see me, everybody. I love you so much. That's it.
All right. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.